What's up? What's up? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Down the Rabbit Hole. We're going to be talking about all the weekly energies going on right now. And if you're watching on Instagram, what's up? I'm also streaming on YouTube. So what's up, all my people? I need to figure out like a consistent like introduction, like welcome one and all, or I don't know, what's up, super homie squad, or give me some have any suggestions, let me know. I'd be happy to follow you up on that. So I'm sure you guys are feeling this energy. This energy is very, very strong, and ascension symptoms like crazy going on. And just a recap of last week, because really this week has just been up, down, left, right, all over the place. And what's up, beautiful people? Okay, I can go with that. I guess that's what I've been doing, so I might as well stick to what I'm good at, right? Hell yeah, I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, so with this eclipse going on, it's really been just up and down. A lot of this new energy is bringing into light the energies of a higher vibration, of allowing us to grow and flourish in this new space that we're being given. We're being we have access to it. We still have to work to go get it, but it's so internal. We're in retrograde season right now, basically, and later on tonight into tomorrow, Mercury will be going retrograde. So that'll be 5 planets in retrograde right now, a quintuple retrograde. And all that really means is that we're going internal. Everything is internal. Yeah, it can mean something's coming back from the past, or some things from past lives are coming up and going on. But really, the reason why it comes back, the reason why we go through these processes, it's like a flushing, going through with a fine-tooth comb, looking for all the things that maybe we missed or we haven't learned, or we still need to figure out, getting more answers to clues for situations in our lives that have not really come to full fruition yet because we haven't learned the lesson. And I'm telling you what, I've had so many aha moments and epiphanies, and ascension symptoms are so strong right now. Like, my body has been killing me. How about you guys? Ringing in the ears too. Just like when I quiet my mind and I allow myself to rest and relax, the ringing is it's almost deafening. It's so loud. And what else? Eating. Like I'll go days and I won't really be that hungry, and thank God this time haven't been craving junk food, but usually when this kind of stuff's going on, I start to crave sugar. So I try to eat fruit as much as I can, because I'm trying to stay healthy and fit, working on that dad bod. So with all this stuff going on, it may be throwing you to the left, to the right, situations may be crumbling in your life. There's this earthquake that's going on. Ironically, we've actually had a few earthquakes here on the West Coast. If you haven't heard yet, in San Bernardino, I believe it was yesterday and the day before, or the day before yesterday and the day before that, we had 2 earthquakes, a 6.4 and a 7.1. We felt both of them out here in Las Vegas. Now that tectonic plate is about a couple hundred years late for its shifting, and when and as we go through, when we feel this eruption of energy going on in our own body, it's also a reflection of what Gaia, Mother Earth, is going through, and she's pissed. And it's about time to do some purging, right? We are in a window right here. We are in like a wormhole going from the solar eclipse to the lunar eclipse. This next 2 weeks is huge, because we have the opportunity to tap in. The multidimensional energy, the veils are super, super, super thin, probably the thinnest that it's ever been in our lives. And with Uranus just moving into 6 degrees of Taurus, Taurus represents the earth. It represents, like agriculture. It represents our groundedness. And, a lot of people are not grounded right now. We're growing, like we're expanding into this new energy. And we're needing to learn a new way of grounding ourselves, because the old way isn't working. because there's a better way now, right? And with that, though, all this deep soul, even past life energy is coming up and out. And while that's coming out, that new, solar eclipse in Cancer energy is infusing us, infused with this new higher vibration. And, like I've been feeling super spacey, like sort of like, wait, what was I just saying? Yeah, just having moments like that. and, but I'm going along with it and I'm making it happen. If you guys didn't see it, a couple days ago, me and Maru Matu of Sun Soul Astrology, what's up, Super Homie Squad? We did a live chat talking about the earthquake astrology, and I found it very interesting that she was talking about there's this entity which is essentially a big black hole at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. It's called the Great Awakener. I don't know the nomenclature for the actual black hole, but its energetic interpretation is the Great Awakener. Now, pretty close to that, we have at 26 to 28 degrees of Sagittarius, we have the galactic center. And Jupiter and its home sign is right now at 16 degrees going retrograde until it hits 14 degrees. And that'll be sometime middle next month where it's going to stop and then go direct. Now, this Great Awakener is at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. So with all these layers of energy going on, it's shaking up our world in a way that we've never seen before. And this is preparing us for that next level of next year. But to focus solely on the week at hand right now, I think that we can probably expect more earthquakes, more tremors, more of the earth purging, right? And as the earth purges, I don't know about you guys, but when that was going on, I felt like I was purging, right? Like my dreams have been nuts. Actually, I had a dream like 3 days before the first earthquake that I was in an earthquake. It was nuts. I was in like LA or some urban area, and the ground just started breaking apart underneath me, and it felt so real. It was like I was lucid dreaming and I was really there, and I woke up freaked out. I'd never had a dream like that before. And then of course I looked at my dream dictionary and it said all negative shit. So I didn't, okay, so I'm aware enough. I'm keeping my presence about me. So, if I'm making any kind of bad decisions, I'm going to be very clear about that. And, when you're aware and clear about the decisions that you have to make, because right now we have to make very difficult decisions. And these very difficult decisions are going to have long-standing consequences. So we have to make sure that we are in our heart space when making these decisions, because as these things come up, it's going to give us an option, a chance. We have a chance to face these questions within us. And this is all happening within. When we face these questions within us, we have to be brutally honest with ourselves and be like, okay, which direction are we going? Which way is right and which way is maybe your ego's desire to have something? Or if you're sitting in a lower vibration and you choose that lower vibration direction, it's going to manifest like pow, and it's going to show you, hey, you know what? Maybe this isn't the right way to go. You need to stop being stubborn and start allowing that energy to flow through you in a positive way. And once you feel that positive energy flowing through you, it's clear as day. Like, okay, I can either go this way, which feels a hell of a lot better, or I can go this way and just, and it'll be shitty. Now, of course, if you're in a situation, like say you're in a marriage that's toxic and your significant other beats you or emotionally abuses you, and, you've been dealing with it for 20 years, first off, I feel very empathetic towards you, and I'm sorry, but this is teaching you to establish healthy emotional boundaries. And right now, these things are coming up where it's going to get to the point where you can't handle this shit anymore, and you got to go, and you better go. But when you do, you're terrified, right? You're going into this unknown energy. Like I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't know how to, I don't know what I'm going to do for money, for a living situation, whatever. It'll force you to have faith in the process, trust the universe. And when you put your faith into that, sometimes we have to be put in a position where we have no choice but to have faith. And we walk into that faith and it will guide us, but it only guides us one step at a time. So we have to learn to trust and to not try to control or see the whole picture or figure it out, because the fact is that manifestation, that delay in manifestation is going away, right? So whatever choices we make, it's going to manifest, boom, like that. And it may be in ways that we don't expect or we don't fully understand, but we have to be okay with not fully understanding it and go towards it anyways, knowing that that next step just feels right. It feels, yes, I know this is right for me. And if you have other people in your life that try talking you out of things that feels right for you, you need to get rid of them. That's what we're taking out the trash, and we're going through everything with a fine-tooth comb right now, so that we can get rid of all these things that are no longer serving us, because we can't live like that anymore, guys. It's important for us to establish these solid emotional boundaries. And many people are waking up right now and realizing, wow, I've been in a dysfunctional relationship, or I'm not really happy, or how do I change my energy to a positive state? Well, first and foremost, you have to stop whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Because clearly what you're doing is not working. For me, I like to, and you know, Tony Robbins talks about this too. It's called changing your state, right? But you do something else, something different, something that you enjoy, or something that will just shut you off. For example, you could, like, if you're busy at work or something, you know, and you're just super stressed out, go to the bathroom, breathe deep for 10 minutes. Breath is life. So when you breathe that life into you and you take those deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, that activates the parasympathetic nervous system. And right now, when you're stressed out, you have cortisol, you have adrenaline pumping like crazy, right? And your sympathetic nervous system is dominant. So we have to shut that down. So when you can control a biochemical response, that is when you balance yourself out, and you'll be amazed at how clear your mind can get. But you have to be consistent with it. Whenever, like, you know, start deep breathing, you know, on your drive to work, or, you know, when you lay down at night for bed, throw on some binaural beats and just breathe deep. Get in an Epsom salt bath. Breathe deep. Just breathe deep whenever you can, and calm your central nervous system down. Okay. I'll get to that in a little bit. I appreciate you guys' questions. I'm going to get to the chart here and see. Oh, what's up? What's up, all my YouTube people too? Thanks everybody for joining in. Wow, there's a good crowd today. Hell yeah. I'm gonna call you guys my Trinity tribe, okay? What's up, Trinity tribe? All right, we're gonna go in the chart here now, and I'm gonna take a look at the astrology to see where it's gonna bring us here. Let's go back to the 8th. So we're going from the 8th to the 14th. So again, we're in this like wormhole, right? This portal. And tomorrow, Mercury goes retrograde. So right now it's stationed. And Mercury station is at its strongest position, and it's conjunct Mars. Mars is aggressive. Mars can be pissed off. But in Leo is about the heart center. So it's like aggressive about what the heart wants. Getting in touch with that inner child. Can be about children too. You know, like revamping your relationship with your children or with your inner child, or just being childlike, coming out to the world. Hey, I'm happy. You know, like no more stuff in that love vibration down. We got to bring it up and bring it out and let people know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But with the Mercury retrograde in Leo at 4 degrees, it's going back to 24 degrees. Now, what's really interesting about that is that 24 degrees of Cancer is exactly opposite where the full moon will be on the 16th. I feel like there's a very significant, there's something significant with the 24th degree. And also the Saturn-Pluto conjunction of next year is going to be at 23 degrees. So that 23, 24 degrees of Capricorn and Cancer is massive. And that's sort of, I feel like, the tipping point, the changes. So with Mercury going back 24 degrees, there's something that we've missed. There's something that we need to see about loving ourselves, about home and family, about you know, connecting with our inner child, or giving our inner child what it wants, allowing it to express itself through us. Okay, and it's so Mercury is going to be hanging out right around Mars, and that may make the communication, especially as going retrograde, confusing, impulsive. You know, like wanting to make decisions now, or like feeling really strong in your belief system, like I'm right, you're wrong, fuck you. Okay, no, not fuck you. You need, if you're being triggered right now, because we are on the fate train driving through Trigger Town, okay? And that drive, we're getting triggered along the way. So we have to be really aware internally of our own triggers and be able to observe all these things that are coming up, because as the trigger comes up and we observe it and we see it and we let it go, then the awareness comes up and we get the aha moment. And with those aha moments, they can be incredibly transformative right now. And that will help with our decision-making processes going into the future, because the decisions we make right now are going to have long, like 6 to 10 year consequences, right? So we're either going to go back and learn a karmic lesson because we're not aware of it right now, or we are going to slow down and look within and take our time to our communication with ourselves as all this stuff is shifting, and allow that earthquake energy to come up and out of us and be okay. You know, I've been working on a lot of clients like in this last month or so, really ever since the full moon was at the Galactic Center, this last full moon. That opened this doorway to this deeper portal. It just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and there's so many layers. It's absolutely insane. But this is opening up our heart. And this week, the significant aspect that I'm looking at here is the sun is going to be opposed Saturn. So the sun in the North Node, which is our soul and our destiny, is sort of having a little confrontation with Saturn, which is control, which is restriction, which is structure, and the South Node, which is the past and lessons that we need to learn. So this is really our soul seeing the deepest part of our shadow. And we can go one of two ways with this. We can look at it and allow it to show us what it needs to show us to learn. And it'll be uncomfortable. That's where all these ascension systems come from. And if you're not familiar with ascension systems, please go to my YouTube and watch my video on the signs you have ascension systems. And that'll explain it a lot more to you and understand why, you know, energetically, emotionally, and physiologically we go through these. It's a restructuring of our DNA. And this energy going on right now is restructuring our DNA to a higher, much faster vibration. Okay. And in order to do that, in order to get there, we have to look at this lower vibration and we have to accept it. That, you know, that feeling when you're like interacting with somebody and you get triggered, you're like, oh, like, fuck you. I'm gone. I want to deal with this. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. I just want to go to bed and just not think about it and wake up in the morning and pretend it's not there. But you know what? It's going to be there. It's going to be right in front of your face. And when you take that one step and you finally are like, okay, I'm going to feel it. You're right. I'm wrong. You know, like I really feel this. And I was lying to myself, telling myself I felt that. What are we going to do about it? And you take that one step, man, that is so liberating. You will experience a feeling of relief that you have not felt before, let me tell you. And then once you feel it once, you have a reference point. It's sort of like when you've never surrendered anything before. You think you have, you read about it, you know what it means, but you've never really experienced it before. You've tried, but you've never, but intellectually understanding surrender and experiencing it are two very different things, because surrender requires you to allow those triggers to come up and to be okay. So when we do fully surrender and we have that reference point, that changes our lives, baby, because now we understand how to surrender, and now we can work on it and refine it and figure out better ways to, you know, get deeper into it and to work through our triggers and to feel good. Okay. So very exciting opportunity this week to face these shadows, face whatever comes up, and allow them to process and to really create, just let go of this heaviness, let go of this density. Okay. And then we have Uranus sextile Venus here also. And that energy is going to last definitely all week. And so Uranus is the unexpected. All right. The Uranus is that earthquake energy, and sextile, you know, Uranus is having sex with Venus. I mean, and Uranus is in Venus's home sign. So, I mean, you know, they're like, what's up? They're really attracted to each other. So that's going to be some good stuff. Some, you know, good loving, some definitely a very sexual, sensual kind of energy. It's going to make you feel sexy, feel like you want to, you know, work on yourself or show yourself some love, or, you know, get some love, or, you know, just experience the love in maybe new and unexpected ways, you know. So explore that, be open. Yeah, okay, I'll try that. It'll be fun. But at the same time, Uranus is square to Mars and Mercury. So with that, you know, that could be like, say, I don't know, like you're a female, you see like a hot dude in the gym. You're like, ooh, you know, I like that. But then you have this fear come up, like, you know, and you're single and looking, whatever. And, you know, you're like, oh, I can't go talk to him. Like, not right now. I'm not dressed like this. I need to get dressed up. And I'm not. And what if? And what if? And how come? And maybe I'm not good enough. And all these weird things are gonna come up. And you just gotta just, okay, mind, shut up and just take that action. You know, even if nothing happens, forget about the end result or have no expectations. Be like, you know what? I need to go say hi and just tell him what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, because if I don't, this fear is gonna run me over. And once you step, that process is about stepping into your fear and establishing yourself as someone. And who knows, you could have a way better outcome, especially with the energy right now. You step into that, you're gonna have a way better outcome than you think. You probably think, oh, nothing's gonna come with this now. And then all of a sudden, he's like, wow, I think you're really hot too, and let's get together, let's go have lunch, and let's go on a date. You know, and then all of a sudden, you guys are like soulmates, like bam. Because right now, the energy that we're feeling from other people too, it's very deep, it's very faded. So if you're feeling like connected to someone, take that action. Of course, you know, like be true to yourself. You know, if you're in a relationship and, you know, and you're sort of like wondering, like, just not, it's not satisfying me, like it's not doing it for me. In a business, in a job, you know, like I make good money, but I hate being here. This sucks. I'm so just like tired all the time, and I just have no motivation to be here. Then you need to make a plan to go. You need to you know, start strategizing. And Saturn is all about structure and strategizing. Move into that north node. Find those things that really open your heart and make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Okay? So we also have Chiron square the sun and trine Mercury and Mars. So with this Chiron energy, you know, Chiron is going to be active in all of this stuff and for the next couple weeks, which is pretty massive and very, very healing. And Chiron is about to go retrograde too. Also, Uranus is at 6 degrees now, and right at 6 degrees and 2 minutes is when the first earthquake happened. Right. So 6 degrees, every degree of the outer planet is significant because it's that deep, rumbling soul transformation. So Uranus is going to go retrograde at 6 degrees. So we can expect this, you know, we're going to go back over this energy and stuff for a while. Okay. Now with Chiron being in the mix, Chiron is square to the sun. You know, of course, the sun is our soul. So our sun and basically the sun is going to be right around the north node for this next week. Okay. So that's giving us a glimpse of what we want our life to look like, our destiny, what we want things to come into fruition. And with Chiron is exposing, okay, what are all the things, the fears, the childhood traumas that are holding you back from stepping into that destiny? Okay. And with the way that the planets are communicating right now, it's sort of like forcing it up. You know, it's just like, all right, let's go. It's time to go. So while we're going through this deep transformation, you know, you may find a couple days that you have like zero energy. Then other days you might find that you have so much energy that now you can't sleep, and everything in between. So you need to sort of allow yourself some flexibility and not get too bogged down in your structure. On the same token, we're establishing a new structure. So that's where this earthquake energy is coming in. We're trying to stay grounded, and we're trying to keep pushing forward. On the same token, so much change going on, we don't know where to push forward to. So the answer is in our heart, but we have to tune into it in order to be able to see it and feel it. So that, and tuning into your heart requires calm. hearing the heart is a still small voice. So it requires internal peace, really. And the way that we do that is through things like meditation, deep breathing, yoga, binaural beats. You can, work with sound baths or vibration healing, or combo and ayahuasca and all these different modalities and tools to help to clear our mind, because our mind is very powerful, and as the mind stills, we just know. You can feel it, and the more you practice that, man, the stronger it gets, and the more unfuckwithable you become. That's how it goes, baby. So working with this energy and understanding the different layers and being aware that there's this tug of war going inside our world of letting go of the old and bringing in the new will really help to fully understand, where we're meant to go. We are being guided. Everyone's being guided right now to a better place, right? We got to do the work to get there. Okay. So, if you're watching this, then that means that you're doing the work, and I applaud you and I honor you. And I thank you for doing your work, because you know what? The more people that do this work, the more people that live in their heart center, the more people that spread this knowledge, this intuitive, extrasensory understanding of the universe, the higher our collective vibration goes, because we are all connected. We may not feel that way in many times, but that's the ego, baby. And the ego is not a bad thing, but we can't let the ego run the show. We have to let the heart run the show, and then allow the ego to be, drive the car. Like, the heart is the car, but we need a driver. But the ego can't be the car, because then it'll do whatever the fuck it wants, because it's in survival mode. We have to pull the reins on the ego and be like, no, you're not going to do this. We're going to sit down. We're going to do this. And eventually it will succumb to your will. It's an art. I know there are many different ways that you can tune into energy or clear your mind. I do body work all day long on people, and I can feel the energy, especially lately. It's been so intense. People having SCRs all over the place. And when I can feel, like, with my intention, I push energy through the body, and when it comes back, I can feel the density of energy, and I can get rid of it. And the way that I do that is I just nice deep breath. And that's my what's called an anchor in neuro-linguistic programming. So that breath, the feeling of the breath, with the way that I feel the energy go, it's like a pressure release valve, and it gets rid of the energy. Some people tap their fingers, right, and have a thought in their mind while they're tapping their fingers. That's what EFT tapping is all about when you're saying affirmations and stuff. I'm not really a fan of that, but they're all basically the same thing. Different tools and ways that we can condition our own behavior in our mind to do what our heart wants. Okay. And all this stuff is just coming up real strong this week. So, and the communication is going to be just the big thing with this is communication is going to be a little squirrely. All right. So try not to make too many, like, if you can avoid making like a life-changing decision in this next week, probably a good idea. All right. But we have a lot of life-changing stuff going on at the same time. So if you absolutely have to, and you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your bones that you need to take this step, then you take that step. All right. So on the 9th, we have the sun is exactly opposed Saturn. And that energy is going to be felt until the full moon for sure. When it's going to, so this is like a percolating period, right? The energy is going to percolate. Now it's at that point where it's like we're face to face, okay? And then as it moves, then it's going to come up, and especially whenever Pluto is involved, it's like the energy is going pop. So with the moon, it's going to be right on top of Pluto. That's just bringing the awareness to all this deep, dark stuff that we just don't want to look at, right? So during this percolating period, I encourage you to, be as balanced as possible. Self-care is really important right now, because if we drive ourselves into the ground, when this full moon hits, it's going to knock us on our ass. All right. We need to be strong and be balanced enough to be able to handle all this energy. This energy is powerful. Have you guys noticed too, like I don't watch the news or anything, but when I'm in the gym and I'm doing cardio, I see little bits and pieces. There are people dying left and right. People dying all over the place. You know why? Because this energy is powerful. It's like Kundalini energy that's being awoken within us. And if you have too many blockages deep down in your soul, that energy is going to erupt and it's going to cause problems. That's why it happens to a lot of people. That's why, like, people, you know, when they go through the like midlife crisis, right? All that is, the first midlife crisis happens when we're 30. When we go through our Saturn return. And then when about 36 to 40, we have our Uranus opposition. And then 38 to 42-ish, we have our Pluto square. And then, of course, our Chiron return. But those are all different levels and phases of Kundalini awakenings within us to show us, hey, we're not on the right path. We need to get over here. And if you're not on the right path, like I wasn't on my right path during the Saturn return, and it showed me big time. I completely changed my life. I was in the military. I was going to be a lifer. And now I'm doing this. And I'm a healer. And I'm a massage therapist. You know, it's crazy transformation. I never thought I'd be here doing this, but this is really who I am. Not that back then. All right. So, and try not to have any expectations of what's coming. Okay. We all feel this feeling inside like, whoa, something big's coming. Something's going down. But we don't, like, that Uranus energy is like, you think you know. You think you have no idea, and things are going to come out of the blue like we're not expecting. And then even, like, I know me, like, I try to expect what I'm not going to expect, and it never works because that's how, you know, I'm not as smart as the universe is. But I am tapped into the universe, meaning, so when I let go and it happens, I'm like, oh, okay, it's like a big surprise. Like, it's not like I don't dread it anymore. It's more of like like a curiosity. Like, I wonder what the universe is going to send me this time, right? So it can be exciting. Play with it. You know, do your thing with it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it flow. Okay, so then we also have coming up here Mercury and Mars sesquiquadrate Neptune in square Uranus. So let's look at Mercury and Mars sesquiquadrate Neptune. So Neptune is like the higher octave of communication. It's like communication with divine. Right, and then Mercury is the lower octave. It's the communication in our head, our conscious communication. So with the sesquiquadrate, that's like a tug of war, you know. And there's already a tug of war going on now with it being more aggressive with Mars, and you know, and with Neptune, its own sign, and it's still speeding up. You know, in retrograde, it's not quite to full speed yet. That energy is really, really powerful. So that's going to cause a lot of confusion and frustration and irritation. So we need to take our time with that. And again, when we feel frustrated, when we feel confused, just let it go. You're not meant to know everything right now. The puzzle pieces are coming in. Just be okay with the little bit of information you get and play it like a game. You know, play it like a game. Like, okay, I got this piece. Didn't expect that one. I wonder what's going to come next, or over here, or where can I put this next piece? Or maybe, you know, how is this all going to fit together? I wonder. In a couple of weeks, you'll probably know. All right. Let's see here. And square to Uranus is now, Uranus is sextiling Venus and it's squaring Mars and Mercury. We already talked about that. Just, again, the frustration factor is going to be a little intense. So, you know, self-care and clarity of mind are going to be key for this week. Now, on the 10th, the moon will be opposed Uranus. So with all that other stuff going on, right? The moon is, yeah. What's up, Christelle? Yeah, Saturn hit you hard. I feel you. Saturn always hits me hard. It's my ruling planet. I'm a Capricorn sun, by the way. And Aries rising and Aquarius moon for anybody that wanted to know. Yeah, that's why the Aquarius moon in me is that sort of weird, you know, like I'm an anomaly. People don't get me, but that's okay because I'm eccentric. So I can be like a bodybuilder and an athlete, but also like a super spiritual, you know, dude. Very shamanistic. Hell yeah. And the results of going through these transits are incredibly beneficial, because look, we're experiencing growth. Everybody is, and you know, it's going to bring us to a better place. And that's why I'm grateful for this kind of stuff. Like, just, you know, getting the popcorn. Let's see what's going on, right? But so with Mars, with the moon opposed Uranus on the 10th, we are going to probably have a lot of aha moments, downloads. You know, I also feel like a lot of empaths and a lot of light workers right now are coming into some new gifts or new levels of gifts, right? And yeah, you're right, Christelle. Definitely come into Aquarius. You know, the age of Aquarius is going to happen for a few hundred years probably, but when Saturn goes into Aquarius, when like the next like year and a half, that's going to be nice. So that's also mostly my 10th house, which is my life purpose and career. Yeah, so you know, moon opposed Uranus. It's like that's the higher, like this higher vibration is just coming into our conscious awareness now, and when we apply it and when we apply ourselves to it, this new sense of like a deeper level of whatever gift it is that you have, whatever extrasensory perception that you resonate with. Like me, like I feel everything. Like I just feel it in my body. And lately I've been feeling almost like I've had energy or like fire radiating like off my body. Like I can feel it like pulsating. It's been really intense. Like Flame On in the movie Fantastic Four. It's like, you know, like when I focus it, like I can really concentrate it, and it's getting more and more powerful and working with all the energies. It's really exciting. So yeah, moon opposed Uranus. Be ready for downloads and to bring some new gifts into your experience. And don't try to figure it out, because, you know, again, you're going to get little pieces of it and you're not really going to understand it. And, you know, now if you are really out of balance in an area, that imbalance is probably going to get worse if you're not addressing it. For example, if you have like an autoimmune issue, or if you have some kind of like health imbalance, gut issues, and you're not making lifestyle changes in order to sort of at least experiment, see what feels better, what doesn't, then it's going to get real bad. So I encourage you, if you're dealing with something like that, you know, you can reach out to me, or, you know, get some guidance on what tricks to use in order to switch it up, because you're going to feel it really strong. You're going to feel like, okay, this is helping heal whatever it is going on, or this is really fucking me up, so I need to stop like right now. Okay, so, you know, be kind to yourself, but be honest with yourself. Like a lot of times, especially like with cancer and with autoimmune, people don't want to look at it. People are just terrified of it. It's understandable. It's a scary thing, but there's always an emotional component. You know, the reason why these things are passed down from generation to generation is because the generations are dealing with the same emotional blockages that our forefathers had. So, and we are being given an opportunity here to change literally our ancestry, so that we don't carry this stuff. We're the ones that have been chosen to work through this, to change the ancestral issues that are in our bloodline, so that we can get rid of it, and so that the people coming, you know, like our children, are not going to have to deal with all the same shit. They're a fresh, new, you know, all this brand new energy that we're coming in. They're going to be infused with it, which is great. And we have to be mindful of that. All right. So on the 11th, we have the moon trine the sun and sesquiquadrate to Chiron. You know, whenever the moon is involved and going over another planet, it activates that planet's energy, and it brings it into our conscious awareness, because the moon is our emotions, right? So with all the aspects that the moon is making, we're getting like all these different planets talking to us, giving us insight, giving us tips and hints about, you know, which way to go, which way do we go, because we don't fucking know right now, and we need clues. So, you know, it's like the Oregon Trail, or, you know, I think like back to when, you know, our ancestors came over, you know, like, or even Columbus, you know, journeying out on a boat to a land that, you know, nobody that he knows has ever been, you know, like being a pioneer. We are pioneers right now. pioneering into a new vibration. The earth has never seen this. So with the moon trine the sun, that's always a good thing, because the moon and the sun are sort of like our primary energies. And that when they're communicating good like that, it's like, I feel good about this. Or, like, it's easier to be calm, and it sort of takes a little bit of the stress and the pressure away from all these other aspects, right? But now with that sexy quadrate to Chiron, at the same time we feel good, but then now we see, our inner child sitting over there, cuddled in the fetal position. We go over, like, what's wrong? And then he just spills all this shit to us. But the good thing is, the trine to the sun allows it to be open and inviting and vulnerable, and let it in, and to accept that and raise our vibration and do some good work. So a lot of healing energy this week. A lot of healing energy. Going into our destiny. We're gonna, especially in your dreams. Dreams are going to be speaking to us very strongly here. So if you have a chance, journal, write down what you have going on, and go with that flow. And eventually, like, the dreams may not make sense at first, but you go look back what you wrote down maybe 2-3 weeks later, and some event may have happened which puts it together. Because the subconscious mind speaks to us in shapes, in sounds, in feelings, in symbols. And then when we go out to the real world, we have to transliterate it into logical and practical terms. And a lot of times it doesn't make any sense. So we could have, whatever we remember, what you feel a certain thing, or if you saw something, or if that seeing something represented something to you, write down whatever you feel, and then come back to it later and see what it might be teaching you. Okay. So on the 12th, we have the moon trine Mercury and Mars, and sesquiquadrate the sun. So, I mean, it's like bam, bam. This moon is it's going to be a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. Okay. Now the moon trine Mercury and Mars conjunct while Mercury is retrograde. That's good, but it could add more confusion. Because we're getting so much information. It could be like information overload. And with Mars there, it just wants to get it done. It just wants to make shit happen. So we're going to have to, on the 12th there, we have to be careful of that impulsivity. All right. And sesquiquadrate the sun, that's also bringing up past life stuff and bringing into our awareness things that we done fucked up on. Okay. Just be gentle with yourself. Again, 12th is the day to be gentle. All right. On the 13th, we have the moon square Neptune, and Jupiter sesquiquadrate, stars to sesquiquadrate Mercury. And with Jupiter coming into that great awakener, Mercury retrograde, they're both retrograde. That's a lot of internal belief system stuff of like our heart. What do we want? Like this grand awakening, this like deep sense of purpose and who we are, like who we believe we are, and what we're like, what makes us who we are in reference to our belief systems. Okay. That one can be a little difficult, a little bit of like, oh, I don't want to feel it, but we have a lot of that going on. So just go get a massage if you're feeling stressed out. You'd be good. Okay. If you're in Las Vegas, you can come see me and I'll give you a massage. Best one you'll ever have in your life. I promise you. What's up, peeps? Hey, Rachel. Good to see you on here. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, let's see what's going on in the live chat. What's up? Message from the multiverse. How you doing? Visual heavy, me, extreme tiredness for no reason. Absolutely, I'm definitely feeling that too. It's been it's been heavy, but then like I find that I'm able to work my way, out of the heaviness and into feeling stronger. Hey, it's 444. I've been seeing that all day long too. 888-1111, 444-333-222, 111-000, all over the place, just everywhere. It's been absolutely nuts. But I love it. I love it. So exciting. Okay, and let's see, on the 14th, we really have nothing special going on with the exception of course, the moon coming into Capricorn getting ready to go over Saturn, the south node, hitting Pluto, and then hitting that partial lunar eclipse. Man, you know what? I'm curious. I want to see what 24 degrees of Capricorn says. So let's go to inside degrees. And I have to move Instagram over here for a minute. 24 degrees of Capricorn. Let's see what we got in store for us. Stalactites and stalagmites almost grown together. Not even sure what the hell those are, but let's see what the description says. Super tight fit. That's the first thing it says, is super tight fit. Super exciting. Custom designed by destiny, tailor-made. The individualist carving out unique karmic arrangements to bear you across a difficult passage. A journey undertaken under peril, a secret assignment withheld even from your conscious self. Cloak and dagger. The thoroughly veiled soul, the enigma of destiny, the secret instructions are writ upon your innermost being, and you know them implicitly. Silent, circumspect, withheld, super disciplined, guarded in private, sworn to secrecy. And inside all of this, secret brotherhoods and cosmic streams send their emissaries to take up incredible tasks and think nothing of it. Wow. Well, that's intense. But it sounds like to me that that full moon energy, and this week we're being groomed or prepared for this customization of our spirit. Spirit is coming in and doing some deep rewiring here, and you know it's the individualist carving out unique karmic arrangements to bear you across a difficult passage. We are all going through a difficult passage. Many of us are at a crossroads in our lives, and this is basically infusing us with what is necessary to follow our heart in that direction. And in order to be able to infuse us with that, we have to let go of that stuff that is blocking all that good shit coming in. So yeah, man, get ready. Get ready. This is super exciting. And we're going to another level, baby. So as our heart opens, you know, take the time and the effort to really appreciate the people you have around you. And if you just can't do that, then you need to get rid of them and find people that you really appreciate, that make you feel at home. Cancer is all about home. It's about a receiving. It's the divine feminine. It's, you know, it's the divine mother. So we need to, you know, nurture ourselves by allowing ourselves to receive what is in alignment with our hearts. And if it's not in alignment, then what are you still doing with it? Right? Come to Toronto. I'll be right there. Oh man. Yeah. Sound baths too. I'm all about the sound baths. Those are incredibly beneficial and relaxing. Any kind of vibration technology is amazing. Okay. There we go. All right. So we are living in exciting times, my friends. This is oh crap. There we go. We are living in very exciting times, and we need to be prepared for this energy because it's coming into us, right? So staying balanced, being around people that you love and cherish and appreciate, and allowing yourself to receive that and also give it back. Give it back from a full cup. Look at that shadow, and you know, like, if you don't have people around you where when some shit comes up, when you're triggered and you can't ask questions without being judged, you need to find new people. Like, we need to be able to be vulnerable and express ourselves to people so that we can get this out. That's clearing the throat chakra. And, you know, they say the longest journey is from the head to the heart, right? So with that information coming through, it has to go through the throat chakra to get, for the heart to get to the head, or the, yeah, for the heart and the mind to be, you know, aligned properly. So communicating to yourself and communicating to people that you can trust is so important. And having the courage and the faith that when you take that step into that communication, you're not going to be judged. And even if you are judged, it's okay, because you don't take it personal, right? There's so many layers and so many steps and so many things that can happen during the process of discovering these things. And every step of the way, we have to face a fear. We have to face an insecurity. We have to solidify our boundaries. We have to become whole. And sometimes becoming whole will piss people off. Good. Those people don't need to be in your life. All right? So staying true to yourself, people. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I think that's about all I have for you. If you want to check out more awesome content, please go to my YouTube channel, Spiritual Bodybuilder. I'm uploading a lot of new content, and I'm working on a lot of new stuff. So, you know, thanks to all you guys, it's growing, expanding at a pretty decent rate. And I'm so grateful and feel so blessed to have all your support. And if you guys like an astrology reading for me, you can go to trinityfitnessastrology.com. And if you're in Las Vegas, you want some body work, you can reach out to me too. Just, you know, DM me on Instagram, or you can even comment on one of my videos on YouTube. But yeah, let's change this world together. Comment, you know, send me a message. Let me know how you're doing. You know, we're all in this together. So let's all band together and create that community so that we can grow and thrive and become the versions of ourselves that we know that we're capable of. All right. Much blessings, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care. Peace.